The champions of Europe are here! La Roja is back! The world is watching! Spain is ready! The second one is coming home! Spain on fire! The champions of Europe are rising higher! Spain on fire! The whole world can feel the desire! The World Cup is this! La Roja will shine again! The World Cup is this! The second one is coming home! A team full of talent, a team full of fire! Young stars rising higher and higher! The champions of Europe ready once again! Chasing the glory, chasing the win! Strong in defense, fearless in attack! When Spain moves forward, there's no looking back! The future is bright, the moment is near! La Roja is coming, the whole world can hear! Spain on fire! The champions of Europe rising higher! Spain on fire! The whole world can feel the desire! The World Cup is theirs! La Roja will shine again! The World Cup is theirs! The second one is coming home!
Greetings again, brothers and sisters and cousins in the other races who support our struggle for economic equality with the other races. I am reading this segment mainly for the benefit of people who are watching on their cell phones, and as usual, the text would be too small for them to read. Argentina is the only country in the Americas that had no Afro players in the recent World Cup of 2026 and in 2022 and before. All other countries in North America and Canada and the Caribbean and South America or in Western Europe that had enslaved Africans had Afro players on their teams, that is, players from continental Africa or diaspora and Africans, either born in those countries or their parents are from those countries. And when Argentina lost the 2026 World Cup, I saw videos of African people celebrating. The population of Argentina in 2022, when they had their last census, they had only about 300,000 Afro-Argentinians living in Argentina, and it accounted for less than one population, 0.7% of the country's total population. That information is from Gemini AI and Wikipedia. The current percentage represents a sharp contrast to the Argentina colonial era. In 1778, enslaved Africans and their descendants made up roughly 37% of Argentina's total population. And the massive demographic decline over the 19th and 20th centuries were driven by targeted historical forces, including a high casualty rate of black men forced onto the front lines of regional wars, and a devastating yellow fever outbreak in 1871. Also, the government policy, Argentina government policy that encourage European immigration policies to whiten the country's identity. And of course, we can't forget about Peron, the dictator Peron, who he was the person who allowed the Gestapo, the fascists and the Gestapo to come. He was the dictator at that time, ruling Argentina, and he was the one who allowed the Gestapo to come and to live there. And of course, it's just a continuation after him, different governments, not all, but by the vast majority, with the help of the CIA and the USA government and so on, to continue that fascist tradition that still exists in Argentina today. Argentina has a history of flirting with fascism. Many of the Gestapo top people in the Hitler's government went to, after World War II, they went to Argentina, went and lived in Argentina. And I've seen reports that even Hitler himself did not commit suicide, but went to live in Argentina. I don't know how true that is. Also, of course, we know that some of the Gestapo went to Canada, where they were used by big companies as strike breakers in Canada. And in the USA, they were the scientists. Many of the scientists were the people who set up the USA space program and develop it. And I think the name is Van Bra or Bran or whatever his name is one of the leading scientists who set up the US space program and its war machinery and so on and so on. Also, if you notice how the players behaved after they lost the World Cup match, fighting the Spanish players, choking a Spanish player, turning their backs when the Spanish anthem was being played, and terrible behavior. But it's part of their culture, from how they wiped out the African descendants in Argentina. Spain was a colonial master, but has changed over the years. It now has a democratic socialist government and openly opposed the genocide in Gaza. The Spain's national football team, Spain of course won the World Cup, had several black and mixed heritage players. While the team was historically less diverse than other European nations like France and England, it had evolved significantly over the last several years to reflect the country's social demographics, changing demographics. And the sources are the Gemini AI and the New York Times. Notably, black and mixed players include Yamin Yamal, a talented winger, and his father is from Morocco and his mother from Equatorial Guinea. Notable player who was on the team is Nico Williams, a star forward whose parents immigrated to Spain from Ghana. His older brother, Inaki Williams, initially played for Spain but chose to represent Ghana internationally. There are 3 other players were on the team. Alejandro Balde, a highly skilled defender. He is of mixed heritage with his father from Guinea-Bissau and his mother from the Dominican Republic. Next, Ansu Fati, a forward born in Guinea-Bissau who moved to Spain at age 6, later gaining Spanish citizenship also. Finally, there is Samu Omorandian, a powerful young striker of Nigerian descent who represented Spain's youth and senior players. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel and share it with your contacts. Thank you.
Preacher man, don't tell me heaven is under the earth. I know you don't know, but life is really worth. It's not all that glitters is gold. Half the story has never been told. So now you see the light. Stand up for your rights. Come on, y'all. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up, stand up for your rights. Don't give up the fight. Yeah. Get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Well, most people think that great God will come from the sky and take away everything and make everybody feel high. But if you know what your life is worth, you would look for yours on earth. So know you see the light. I'm begging you to stand up for your right. Oh, yo, say get up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Come on, say get up, stand up. No, don't give up the fight.
Washington, D.C. is now one step closer to having a new mayor. Janice Lewis-George winning the Democratic primary today, an outcome that will likely put the Democratic Socialist on a collision course with President Trump and his administration. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joins us. Jeff, her victory marking yet another win for the Democratic Socialists of America. Give us just a sense of that expansion nationwide.
So from New York City to Seattle, the reach of Democratic Socialists just keeps on growing. Lewis-George's win, the latest sign of that expansion, but the growth now being met with some opposing perspectives. While some see some new opportunity, others say the party is losing its foundation. On Thursday, Washington, D.C. Council member Janice Lewis George, who identifies as a Democratic Socialist, winning the Democratic primary to become the district's next mayor.
This moment is for those who refuse to surrender their hope in a government that works for all of us.
While her win impacts Washington, D.C., it signals something much larger. The Democratic Socialists of America are expanding their reach. Zohran Mamdani spearheading efforts in New York City's mayoral election last fall.
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
And Katie Wilson taking over Seattle in a similar role.
I think the claims that millionaires are going to leave our state are like super overblown. And if, the ones that leave, bye.
But many Republicans, including RNC Chairman Joe Gruters, point to the progressive policies under some of these leaders, highlighting how they've been ineffective.
And it's hurting their party overall, and it's creating a death spiral for their party. And I don't even know if their party is going to exist in 10 years.
Among the policies being pushed forward, wealth taxes. California charging 13.3%, plus another 1% for those making above $1 million. New York nearly 11% for those above $25 million. And Massachusetts a 4% surcharge on those making above $1 million. A state where a recent poll found over half of voters have weighed leaving, pointing to the cost of living or taxes. Right now, Lewis George faces no major challenger in November's general election, putting her on the path here to replace current mayor Muriel Bowser next year in 2027. Meanwhile, President Trump has threatened a federal takeover if Lewis George ends up winning. Reporting for the National News Desk, I'm Jeff Harris.
How are we feeling tonight?
New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's political influence proved strong in New York's primary election results tonight. All 3 progressive candidates that Mamdani endorsed will win their House primaries, including defeating 2 Democratic incumbents. Educator and immigrant rights activist Darilisa Avila Chevalier defeated incumbent Rep. Adriana Espaillat in New York's 13th congressional district.
Over the past 8 months, all of you in this room know how much the Democratic machine has tried to pound us out. How at every turn they've underestimated us.
Former New York City Comptroller Brad Lander defeated incumbent Representative Dan Goldman in New York's 10th congressional district.
What a glorious time to be a New Yorker!
And New York State Assembly member Claire Valdez defeated Brooklyn Borough President Antonio Reynoso in New York 7. Mamdani, the 34-year-old Democratic Socialist mayor, has been vocal about what he sees as the future of the Democratic Party, citing the slate of progressive candidates he endorsed. Both Valdez and Chevalier are members of the Democratic Socialists of America, known as DSA. Mayor Mamdani made a late move with his endorsement in the race for New York 13, where he chose to back Chevalier over Espaillat. Chevalier has also been a controversial figure in the race for her attendance at a pro-Palestinian rally the day after the October 7th, 2023 attacks in Israel. CNN's K-File reported as well that deleted social media posts disparaging Democratic leaders were also posted.
Stunning losses in Colorado. State Attorney General Phil Weiser upsets Senator Michael Bennet in the Democratic primary for governor.
People want to know that they're electing someone who's in this work to fight for them, who they know cares about them. And the goal of our campaign was to break through. We broke through a lot of negative ads. We broke through a lot of noise because I believe in the power of people.
And then you had Milan Quiros beat a nearly 30-year incumbent Congresswoman Diana DeGette last night. Quiros, the latest Democratic Socialist to win their primary.
We believe that fundamental change can and will happen if we fight for it. If we organize and show no fear in standing up for what's right. That is the message that Denver has sent to both parties, to Donald Trump, and to the entire country.
We are the countries of Africa, our planet's second largest continent right after Asia. We are the countries of Africa. There are 54 countries presently that we will teach ya. My name's Algeria, my capital is Algiers. I'm Angola, Rwanda's been my capital for years.
Benin is my name, my capital's Porto Novo. Botswana is my name, Gaborone is my capital. I'm Burkina Faso, oh Ouagadougou's my capital. My name's Burundi, Bujumbura's my capital. Cape Verde is my name, my capital is Praia.
We are so happy, Andina, to have you in the studio today. First,
Welcome.
I want to know how all this feels for you. Let's do the ooh, 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 ah. Did we do it okay?
Yes, amazing. You learn very fast. Huh?
Yeah, we're quick around here. But tell me, though, what this feels like for you to go from most people didn't know the country, didn't know you, and now you walk down the street and people lose their minds.
First of all, good morning. And
Yes.
Good morning. Thank you for your invitation.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure also to be here. I'm very grateful and very happy for everything that happened in my life. Of course, I never expect that.
Yeah.
But it's been like crazy, insane, because how I can say, I used to be around people, I play football, so in the football you used to be around people,
Yeah.
but now it's something that I never expect, and for me it's also a little bit difficult because I used to be like
anonymous.
I like to connect with people.
Yeah.
In Cape Verde, we like to welcome people. We can cook in the street, for example, and eat in the front of the door. But from now on,
Yes,
I can do that.
that is great. Yes.
But in the end, I'm very happy because before we used to say we are from Cabo Verde or Cape Verde. And when you say that everywhere in the world, people say, where is that, for example?
Yes.
And then just to show our country to the world, and we don't need anymore to say that.
Yeah, people
I think
know.
it's the best thing can happen.
And you started your professional career around 25 years old. A little bit later than a lot of people that we watch during the World Cup. What did you say to yourself to keep yourself going? Because, you know, there's times where you're working hard, grinding, maybe even working multiple jobs, and you're still motivated to make it.
First of all, I think from when I born and from when I was child, I always had a dream to be professional player. In our country, the chance we had to be professional in sport, it's
tiny.
Yes, it's small, very small, you know, because we are African, we are Cape Verdean, and first of all, you have to fight for the visa. It's the first kind of things, and even we have a lot of quality in like small country, but it's hard. And also, how to say it? When you are in Cape Verde, no one can watch you. We don't have the facilities, the condition, and even you are like, we have a lot of talent there, and they, even from past, they never had the opportunity, for example, to go to Europe. Where
to be
you
seen
can,
by the bigger clubs.
But
and
now everybody's watching.
when you can develop, for example, the people, the coach we have, they do a lot. They do a lot for us, but in the end, they don't have the knowledge or and they was ex-football player, but they don't have, they never study like.
I know what you're saying.
Yes, and then
But now they're watching because I'm worried about the clock. Everybody wants you. You're now a free agent. What are you thinking? Because there are rumors that you might be in Miami with Messi. What are you thinking?
I think this is the first things I want to solve, because I love football.
Yes. You still want to play.
To be here at 40 years old, it's because I really have this passion.
And you're good.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to play at least 1-2 years, how my body feel and react, because the day of tomorrow, we never know. But I want to play, and I hope I can find a team that really want me as a football player, not a marketing person.
People are very fascinated with you.
Yes.
Asking for a friend, do you have a wife, children? Are you available?
Are you single?
Yes. What are you thinking?
Yes, I'm single.
Okay, Gail, shoot your shot.
Okay.
Okay, Gail, go!
No more lies, no disguise. Africa, rise from puppet to liberty. Just send one again. They are Goita, Tiani. Run them out of Babylon. Them tell we say we're free, but still control the string. Foreign hands pulling everything. Sell out leaders, bow and scrape, while the youth them cry and the people wait. But now we see the light through your window. Traore rise like a breeze from the Congo. Him not take order from outside and him chant truth from the heart of the land. Hey, African pride, wear it on we chest. We not bow down, we never settle for less. They are here to lead the rest. Order puppet ruling to righteousness. African pride, deep in our soul, a liberty call, and we answer the role. HRI step bold, encourage us scroll. Babylon falling, Africa all. Me say the time come fi reclaim we name. No more puppet playing them colonial game. No IF chain, no fake campaign. We taking back every mineral vein. From Alisal to Ghana gold. The story of Africa now get told. By we, for we, with no apology. This revolution it a fi holy. Hey, African pride, fire in our veins. We tear down fences, we break them chains. The Traore is here, him now play games. Film speak with thunder, him calling names. African pride, we walk upright. From darkness we step into light. No more puppet showing a daylight. We stand strong for we birthright. Babylon system pack up and flee. Mama Africa don't plant the tree. Just in truth, unity. No more sellout presidency. Traore rise like wind through the drum. Puppet time done, freedom come. We not sit back, we stand and run. One Africa, not just some. Hey, African pride, I like the sun. We come together now, we move as one. Let Traore is here, the work just begun. We march on till the victory done. African pride, feel it in our heart. We were all from the very start. Traore lead with sacred art. From puppet to liberty, we take part. Traore, Goita, Antiana, hearts of land. Lead Africa to their promised land.
Prison cell is a vault of wasted time. Across West Africa, tens of thousands of young men sit in silence behind concrete walls, while the world outside chokes on crumbling roads, stagnant floodwaters and decaying public works. State treasuries spend millions of dollars hiring foreign contractors to repair basic municipal systems, whilst inside overcrowded correctional facilities, healthy hands remain idle. It is an extraordinary paradox of governance. Punish the offender, bankrupt the state, and abandon the city. For decades, traditional penal doctrine insisted that justice begins and ends with confinement. Society demanded isolation, the gates swung shut, and human potential was left to rot in darkness. Yet when those gates eventually opened, men returned to the streets with the exact same poverty, the exact same desperation, and the exact same lack of purpose that drove them to crime in the first instance. The cycle did not protect the public. It merely postponed the catastrophe. If this resonates with your sense of justice, do not leave. Like this video, comment your thoughts and subscribe not for us, but to keep the flame of dignity burning. In the capital city of Ouagadougou, a radical reassessment of this structural failure began to take shape under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore. Facing severe economic pressures, persistent regional instability, and an urgent imperative for national self-reliance, the government rejected the notion that correctional facilities must exist solely as unproductive consumer sinks for public revenue. Instead of treating inmates as permanent burdens upon the taxpayer, a new governing philosophy emerged that linked criminal rehabilitation directly to state sovereignty and national development. The core premise was deceptively simple yet politically profound. A nation cannot claim true independence if it relies on foreign loans to dig its own drainage canals, plant its own agricultural shelter belts, or maintain its own soil. Under what became known as the broader Ibrahim Traore projects, the sovereign authority established structured municipal labour initiatives designed to turn state penal institutions into active engines of public utility. This was not merely an administrative adjustment, it marked the beginning of a genuine revolution in African penology. At the heart of this strategy was the immediate transformation of physical infrastructure. In major urban centres across the Sahel, neglected drainage networks had long turned every annual rainy season into a devastating crisis, submerging entire working-class neighbourhoods, destroying fragile family assets, and breeding deadly outbreaks of vector-borne disease. Rather than awaiting Western aid packages or awarding inflated contracts to overseas corporate entities, authorities mobilized supervised inmate units to clear hundreds of kilometers of clogged waterways. The tangible results began to fundamentally reshape the physical reality of Burkina Faso infrastructure. Every shovel of heavy silt moved from a choked canal represented a decisive departure from colonial-era correctional models. Men who had once taken from their communities were now systematically tasked with protecting those very neighborhoods from seasonal destruction. Calloused hands that once carried the social stigma of lawlessness were now laying the physical groundwork for community survival and economic resilience. The soil beneath their boots, once an emblem of state abandonment, became the very canvas upon which individual self-discipline, personal accountability, and national dignity were systematically reconstructed. Yet the strategic genius of this model lay in its psychological architecture and legislative structure. The administration understood that compulsory physical labour without personal incentive breeds resentment rather than genuine moral reform. To break the tragic cycle of repeat offending and societal rejection, the state introduced a breathtaking policy mechanism. 1 month of verified, disciplined labour on national public works would earn a qualified inmate a 3-month reduction from their court-mandated prison sentence. This single policy transformed the very concept of time within the correctional environment. Time was no longer a passive sentence to be endured in bitterness and despair. It became a tangible, valuable currency that an individual could actively earn through sweat labour and service to the Republic. This groundbreaking approach quickly became the defining cornerstone of the broader Ibrahim Traore prison reform agenda. It forced international observers, legal scholars, and neighbouring sovereign states to re-examine long-held assumptions regarding law enforcement, correctional philosophy, and state-building in modern West Africa. By connecting personal freedom to collective national progress, the state presented a compelling vision of African self-determination.
Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa,
remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your contacts. Thank you.